Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 15 of Another Job Bites the Dust. This week's guest is Flava J. He is a musician, singer, actor, dancer, engineer from Portugal, living in Scotland. He's a man of many skills. So immediately we go into that conversation of obviously growing up in Portugal, moving to Scotland, navigating the local scene in different industries. The conversation got pretty personal at times, so I had to navigate that space because there's some very sensitive topics that came up. So, just keep that in mind. Also, there's a bunch of NDAs because this man works a lot, so I had to navigate that minefield as well of not revealing too much and not getting in any sort of trouble. But overall, it was a fun, I think, informative, and even eye-opening conversation because I got to hear a new perspective on the local art scene, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. See you in the next episode. Your discretion is advised. Hello, Flavio.
Hello.
Oh, the Iron Brewing shot. Let's go. Start with
Propaganda.
product placement. Let's go.
Right.
Let's start with the basics because I know that you're from Portugal.
Indeed.
I know that you're a musician, rapper,
Indeed.
actor. Any
Dancer.
other? Okay, I was gonna say any other art forms that you do.
Dancing.
I'm gonna lean back a bit so I.
Oh.
Okay,
We're fine.
we should be fine. I just
The tender was yesterday, but
fixed it.
we're back on track. Nice one. Dancing, singing, and acting is pretty much what I do. Obviously, rapping is
Comes on the
part of
singing,
it.
music production.
Music production. I've got my fair share of knowledge when it comes to engineering, promotion.
Nice. And you're from Portugal.
Correct.
Which part of Portugal?
I was born in Setúbal,
Which is-
very close to Lisbon. It's like half an hour drive.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Have you ever been?
No, I haven't been to Portugal yet, but I want to go for a number of reasons. One of them is the food.
Okay. Yeah, you eat well.
Yeah.
Be prepared for the diet afterwards.
Yes, I've heard good things and I've seen good things. I've been watching a documentary that was about the vanilla. It's like the custard, Portuguese custard.
Pastel de nata.
Yeah. That one.
Yes. It is good. Do you know, when I was a kid, I used to eat just the insides, just the custard bit with a spoon.
And throw away the rest. Oh
I
my
was just
God.
living in a plate.
Outrageous.
My mom didn't like that. I was like, you need to eat everything. And I was like, I don't like it.
Watch me. I'm not
Too
gonna.
dry.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've come from Eastern Europe. You will eat everything.
Yeah, you gotta.
Right. So, what was your full name, by the way? Because I only know you by Flavio.
My?
Full name.
Flávio Jorge da Silva Santos.
Okay. Cool. Flavio Jorge de Silva Santos. That's pretty straightforward.
not-
I butchered it with my hard East European R's and whatever consonants, but that's.
How many names do you have?
We only got the one. I only have the one.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah. You can have like middle names as well. And my like Hungarian, Romanian, but I only have the one. Nice and simple.
Okay.
When somebody shouts my name, I know who it is and know what they want.
Okay. I always been confused because my mom always called me so many names. Like,
Oh.
some of them you're like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Well, okay. If it's all of them, that's the classic. If it's all of them in the row,
Oh yeah.
you're in trouble. Okay, so let's start with is this a big town, small town, medium town near the capital? What are we thinking here?
Small town, relatively small.
All right.
Yeah.
So what was it growing up in? What's the name of this place again?
Setúbal.
Setúbal.
I didn't stay there for too long actually.
Okay.
I think I was not even 3.
Okay.
I've moved away to Lamego.
Amigo, right?
That's up north. Stay there until I was, 7.
Right.
Then Porto. Have you ever heard?
I have heard of Porto, yeah.
Oh.
Porto in Portugal, it has to be.
Porto is like my number one. You've got also Algarve. I'm biased, right? Portugal is beautiful. But
Yeah.
Porto for me has got like everything. The historical side of it is just stunning. Go. I'm not gonna destroy.
No
it.
spoiler.
No spoiling it. No spoiling.
So hang on, so I'm guessing this is 90s, so growing up in the 90s in Portugal?
Yes.
Right?
Literally.
Well, what should we have in mind? Like, what's the childhood like in Portugal?
It was wild. It was wild back then. it's like everyone was going to one direction and I was going to all the other directions.
Okay.
I had to try a lot of things that didn't go right.
Are these different substances that we're not talking about
No,
right now?
no, no,
No,
never.
okay.
I never went there.
Okay.
Plus, I was too young. I left Portugal when I was 18, so
Okay. And did you come straight to UK or you?
yeah. Well, I was 17 when I moved to Algarve,
Right.
and then Algarve didn't work, so I went
Algarve
to
is,
London,
I'm guessing,
down south in Portugal.
right?
Very hot. If you
Okay.
want a good time, Algarve is the place. But yeah, then I moved to London when I was 18.
Okay. And then living large in the UK ever since.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, straight away, I mean, I want to know so much about just, yeah, just what's it like life in Portugal? And then how did you, like, it always starts with this. So it's about, your life there, and then how did you discover, how did you make your way into the arts and that kind of stuff?
I always wanted to be a dancer. That was it. I've put myself into crews.
Did you know that, like, straight away? Or,
Oh, yes.
not straight, nobody knows something straight away, but, like, fairly young, you're like,
I've got videos of myself very wee, and I was like just grooving to the rhythms, and
so you were already enjoying it, and okay, that was, like, obvious.
yes, I think so. I would say like you're gonna be a dancer. That
Okay,
would be.
and you were already, like, I heard there's something about a crew, there's crews.
Oh
right?
yes,
All right, so this-
new dance project. That was a thing. That was.
Dance battles, is that what we're talking? Is this Step Up Portugal? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, that was my time in Portugal. That was me trying different things. We had the tectonic. That was like very arms dancing. Is not a thing anymore.
Arms dancing, that means that you don't move the legs at all, or you need to explain this.
The
to me.
legs used to do like the. That's it. Arms would do like crazy wild stuff that I'm not gonna do in front of the camera. Yeah, that was the battle side of it. And dancing in colleges, doing some shows, presentations, trainings. That was introduction.
Is this something that you do while you're also studying, or is this the studying takes a bit of a backseat and you're focusing more on this?
That was always a hobby. Like I could never take dance serious.
Okay.
So I was studying.
There's a number of dancers going right now. What did you just say?
I know.
No, it's different because, like, everyone has their own relationship with whatever art form they do, or the many different art forms they do. And sometimes you say that's not for me on a full time, but I enjoy it, from time to time quite a lot. But it's not something I want to do as a professional, and that's perfectly normal.
Very honestly, I did want to. And I still want to. It just didn't have the opportunities or the beliefs that I could make it as a dancer professionally and bring food to the table. Maybe because of backgrounds. Maybe because of backgrounds, that wasn't really a thing. You need to become an engineer or a doctor.
So you mean that way background? So,
yes.
like, was the family not keen on the old arts?
They were also from the arts, so they know the pain.
Oh, okay. So they're like, we want to protect you from. It's a lot of fun. But no. I mean, there's so many famous actors that, like, my kids will never become actors because I won't let them. I mean, obviously some of them still do, but
Yeah.
was it a bit of that?
Yes.
So your parents were from the arts. They're like, please don't do this to yourself.
Just try to do something that will definitely bring food to the table. Because there is a lot of artists over there, so you need to be extremely good in order to.
Well, sometimes you have to be extremely good, or sometimes you just have to be very obnoxious, I like to think, which is in the sense of, like, I will promote the shit out of myself because that is just as important as the skills I've been learning. So
I think back in the day it was a different mentality.
It
Today
was.
is easier. If it was.
I mean, with the
today-
internet now, you can find audiences all over the place,
Right.
which is ideal. Back in the day, you were a bit more constricted of, like, your audience had to be fairly local or national, but, like, having an international audience, it wasn't as common.
Yeah. Plus promotional stuff in Portugal is not huge. Like you still don't listen a lot of Portuguese music, even though you should, because we've got so much powerhouses in there.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. I was actually going to ask all about that as well, because, like, I'm learning about, like, with Carlos, I learned about Dominican rap, and obviously I'm a reggaeton guy. Okay, I'll put my hand up. I go to Boteco. Everybody knows that about me at this stage. So that's been. Listen, I had
Part of the furniture now.
yeah. I'm not even kidding. I had a 1.5 year period where every weekend, 2 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, I would go in there and just go wild.
Why
So
not?
that's very much part of my jam.
It's good sound though.
And then
Good
on
sound, don't
Monday I
judge
put
it.
Rammstein on and listen to a bit of heavy metal. That's my week.
That's your holiday, and then you go like back to Boteco.
Yes. Yeah, I relax with a bit of heavy metal.
Really?
No, I'm just messing about, but
I mean, I can see how you could relax, but just like not thinking about anything else.
yeah, just like yeah, no, I mean, so right, so the parents are like, trying to steer you towards a more lucrative career.
Yeah.
And then was there a moment where like, that's it, I'm running away, I'm fed up with this, I'm doing me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, I don't want to get into family drama right now. I'm about to open up a can of worms because I don't know what I'm stepping into.
That can cannot be opened.
Like, listen, just gently steer me away from any landmines of, family history that I'm
It's
about to like
okay.
just, let me ask this question.
I think like majority of people, not everyone, but some people can identify or relate with what you have in mind for your future. It's probably not the same as your parents planned for you. So
I mean, I was raised by Jehovah's Witnesses, so
Okay.
I can relate to the not wanting you to be
that,
one of these
that.
people.
and here you are.
And here I am. And they
Literally.
kind of got used to it by now, more or less.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I still get a phone call every now and again from my mom where she's like, have you considered going back to uni though? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not doing it.
I considered.
I've been considering this hard. We're both fucked.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'll still do the diploma thing.
Right.
Did it once. Did it twice. I mean, I've got quite a few diplomas to be
Oh,
honest.
go, tell us about your diplomas now.
Oh no.
Oh,
I've
come
got
on,
quite
show
a
off.
few though.
Come
no,
on,
no,
listen.
not showing off.
Listen,
not showing
I've had a PhD professor in mathematics from Oxford.
Damn.
So
Damn. Okay.
come on, let's hear those diplomas.
Well, I started with engineering, of course.
Engineering, general.
Automation.
Okay.
Do you know those
Robotics.
yes, literally. My graded was the. Do you know the ASDA carpets that you just like do the sensor
Yeah.
there, you put the thing and
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, yeah.
That was like my evaluation stuff. Oh, but no, let's not go there. It's-
Okay, listen, this is your interview. You go where you want to go. I'm just prodding you a little bit. I'm just trying to, shake a little bit of information.
I've done
a full profile on the.
business. Obviously, right now I'm doing music.
Man, so you have a wide variety of skills.
Yes, I used to be a sales executive as well, selling cars. I've been in banks. I tried different things that didn't work.
Yeah, and you ended up coming back to the arts.
Always.
And you know what? That's fair enough because now, like, you have that 100% knowledge of, like, nah, I'm not doing anything else. You can't
don't
make
want
me.
to.
I made me, and I'm not
I'll
doing it.
fight. No, I'm not going back. No, I'm actually in hospitality still. So
Welcome to the club, bro.
yeah, as it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm grateful for having that knowledge and those skills that I can always rely on.
You have a wide number of skills that you can utilize in so many different ways. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Can be
man.
helpful at any moment. So
Yeah, I mean, you never know when
We
you need
never know.
a diploma in automation.
imagine, though.
You're gonna release the next automatic musician, just a robot singing. Or
Don't give me
dancing. Or
ideas.
dancing.
Don't give me
Just
ideas.
a robot dancer. Just oof. It's gonna be a TikTok of robot dancers, and
Have
you're
you
gonna
watched
manage.
Black Mirrors?
No, but it sounds something that should be in Black Mirror.
Miley Cyrus has an episode of a robot dancing. This could be a whole thing.
Well,
Again, propaganda. Here we go. I'm trying to no, staying away from propagandas. Here we go.
okay, but right. So we got a bit more idea about the multifaceted personality that is you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you've been sort of fighting to get away from the earth, but always falling back into it. Is that the sense I'm getting?
Yes, literally. Even the destiny was just like always saying like no, and I'm like yes, and
So what was the moment of realization when you said, "That's it. I do not care. This is it now, for better or worse."
probably when I broke my leg.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a major injury that made me do surgery, and that's really when I cared what am I gonna do. And
Okay, so you had one of those. Was this like a near-death kind of experience situation where you had to like recalibrate your life a little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't want to prod too much. So feel free to say, you're very welcome to say I don't want to talk about this or I don't want to get into this. That's perfectly fine.
I'm an open book. Your story can help me, sort of situation. So I just don't want to break.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Was it like okay? Was it like a pretty intense?
It was.
Oof. Okay. And then you in the hospital reconsidering life, or out of the hospital reconsidering life and going like, yeah,
What have I done? What am I gonna do?
this is one of those. You might be wondering how I ended up in this situation.
literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from then on, you've been focusing on the arts. You've been focusing on.
I just knew that I couldn't dance professionally as I was training until that stage 4. So I always wrote like kind of journal, and at some point I was just like, you always like to sing. Why don't you just transform this what you wrote into music and dance to your own?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's this is always a fascinating thing. Of obviously, artists can get a bit sort of they can restrict themselves, you know, and they can get tied down. As like, I need to do this through this medium only. But for me, I don't, and I find it for many other people, it's more about the self-expression than it's specifically the art form. Or the art form can be, you know, you might be better at it, or you might enjoy it more or less. But the self-expression is always the most vital thing about it. So if you can, you know, you go into writing, go into poetry, music, comedy, whatever.
The way that you express yourself is there.
Yeah, and that might still feed you. So, because if you only go like, I'm only gonna do this one thing and nothing else, you can end up in a situation where unfortunately that's not gonna go.
You're stuck and you're closing opportunities. There might be just like knocking on the door and you're just like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair enough, man. The story in my head is the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson story, where he wanted to become a football player and he had an injury, had to give it up, and then ended up becoming a wrestler, and then look at him now,
Okay.
selling tequila all over the world.
Oh, really? That turned around.
Yeah, well, he's doing everything now. The man's probably gonna run for president at some point.
That reminds
Just
me of
remember
the
the
name.
President The Rock. That's gonna be an interesting moment.
Oh my God, is that him?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's The
yeah.
Rock. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
he wanted to become a football
Sorry,
player.
my ignorance.
He wanted to be a football player.
Really?
And had an injury, or either had an injury or didn't get in, one or both. And
Look at him now.
yeah, like he had to like recalibrate and then decided to try something else. There's a wide number of people that, you know, were going for one thing and then that didn't work out, or they got it and they still weren't happy and they just went into a different direction, and look at them now.
Everything
thriving.
happens for a reason. Like if the life slaps you and anything it's
Well,
just
Go ahead.
it's just another thing that didn't work, but you only need one that does.
Yeah, I mean, see, that is, I'm not 100% sure that everything happens like, it's not like there's a plan. I don't believe personally that there's a plan laid out for you, but I do think that whatever happens, you can salvage it and save it and do more with it. Like, if you approach life with like, this is it and nothing else, then good luck.
Exactly.
But if you're willing to be open, even when it's uncomfortable, and trying different things, I think something will stick.
Something will happen. I am a big believer of everything happens for a reason.
Listen, I'm not here to convert anyone. I just said my piece. You feel free to say your piece, man. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm just holding this to myself. I'll tell you anything. I'll tell
I
you
told
nothing.
myself that I'm like I overshare things all the time, and I'm like, nope.
What,
I'm gonna be good.
This is a good moment to overshare things.
We never know.
When there's a camera, that's when you're supposed to share stuff.
Or not.
I don't know why suddenly I ended up doing a Chris Rock impression. I'm not gonna do that.
I have the police officer in my mind. Whatever you say is gonna use against you.
Canon will be used against you. Okay. So in that case, this is gonna go good cup, bad cup. Let's go. Right. So started in the arts in Portugal. Mm-hmm. Do you write? Do you perform in Portuguese, English? You've made a shift, bit of both. What's happening? How do you navigate? I mean, how many languages do you actually speak? You might speak more than.
Fluent 3.
Okay.
My first solo was actually Triggers, which I just imagine all the creativity is going inside of your brain into a pan, and you just do that's what Triggers was made of, like 3 languages, rap, a little bit of elongated vocals. I've tried to put everything in there, and
So
probably
that was like, I'm gonna throw.
I needed to have that explosion out of myself to say, look at it, and wow, did you do that in the same song in 3 minutes? Like, that's crazy. So from there, I tried to. It's like Triggers diverges to different songs, and now I'm making different things out of Triggers.
Okay, so that this was like, it's almost like I was gonna say like an academic piece where it's a lot of different styles are blended into this one album. They're like,
Yes. So like that was like proper song vomit.
yeah, fair enough. And sometimes, listen, you do what you need to do.
No?
It's not a straightforward process, and it's not, it's not like everything fits this specific box.
Structure, aye.
Yeah. Okay. And so what we got? I'm guessing Portuguese, English, Spanish.
Correct.
Okay.
Is that because of the song Maria?
No, I'm just because I know Spain's right next to Portugal, so and I connected, that you're friends with Carlos. So I was like, potentially you speak the lingo.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand a bit of Spanish, but no hablo español.
No hablas español.
Lo siento.
How many languages do you speak?
Hungarian, Romanian, English, and I learned German in school, so I dabble in German.
Oh.
But I can understand a bit more, and then I can swear in a couple more languages as well.
Can you swear in Portuguese?
Yeah, I know caralho.
Say that again?
Caralho.
Oh, that's actually a good accent though.
I try.
Some people have difficulty in saying the yo.
Yeah, it is because you roll the R, like you do a little before it. Caralho.
But very good. People would
Yeah.
understand what that is exactly. My Portuguese fellow.
Hey, look it up, educate yourselves. Okay, so you moved here at 18,
Yes.
right? Was that for the arts? Was that for like change of pace? Well, how did that happen?
Was pretty much self-discovery, really.
Okay.
I came with the perspective that I needed to finish something for my mother, like when it comes to academics.
Right.
But I didn't speak the language neither, so it was it was really like I need to learn
Zero
English first. I mean, I could say open the window.
Okay, so
or
like,
close the
okay,
door.
so Cartoon Network English is what we're talking
I
about.
used to be laughed at school back in Portugal, like the way that I would speak
English.
English. So coming to England was going to England because we're not in England.
Well, yeah. Fair play.
That's a point that we need
Let's
to
not
make
get kicked
in
out of
here.
Scotland today.
Exactly. Plus, I fight for Scottish independence. Let's not get too political. But yeah, going to England and trying to navigate the streets and how everything works without the language, that would be a no-go. So English first, getting the academics for my mother, and then knowing who I am, because that was a struggle. I never really felt represented back home, or I didn't know who I was, or was I
Do you
meant
have
to
the
be.
terms for it? You're trying to figure out. Like, yeah, that can be difficult if you don't have the words for it. Like, to
If you
explain
didn't
to
see
yourself
it.
who you are.
If you didn't see it, how can you become it?
That's true as well. That can be yeah. But there's a lot of when you don't like again when there's no representation or something to compare yourself to, you can get lost in the shuffle, and then just by the sin of omission, you get confused because like what the fuck.
Literally, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fair play. That's fair play. I can see that happening. Right, and then studies.
And then life just wasn't. It was kicking me out of London. Like,
Was it the prices?
the prices was one. Wow, what an extortion, man! But let's not go there. Prices were huge. You feel so surrounded by people, but at the same time so lonely. Obviously, I was young, so I was craving family attention, and I started searching in the wrong places. Obviously, as a LGBT person, I was pretty much going out every single night. I was partying a lot, and that felt like home. It was my community, and I would just needed to readjust why I was leaving my country.
Okay. And even in your community, you still need to find the people that you'd consider your family or the people that you're closest to you.
Exactly.
Because like community, like a wide, like the same way it goes for like Hungarians in the UK. That would be like the wider community, but it's not like I'm gonna be friends with every single Hungarian that lives here.
Correct.
So it's finding your own people even in that.
In the
In the subgroup, there's a smaller group, and then in that there's like individuals. And at the end of the day, we're all family.
Right. So that was an opportunity of me going back to Portugal or try something different, and yeah.
And you looked at a map and went, Scotland, here we go.
That sounds crazy, but yeah, that's pretty much how it happened.
No, fair enough. It's a bit of a globetrotter, a bit of a trying to find ourselves, trying new places, new. Okay, and you've been living in Scotland for fairly long, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 10 years. Oh, Jesus, no. Oh my God.
Look at you go.
Can we skip that? How many? I'm not saying it. that goes to age thing. Sorry.
I'm not talking about the age.
Okay, but you can do maths. They can do maths.
Dude, we're all old. Let's move on. We're all some sort of old.
Yeah.
It's just a number.
Literally is.
All right. Okay. And you've been were you pursuing the arts in Scotland as well, or still doing a bit of studying, a bit of arts, a bit of both?
When I came to Scotland, it was completely no arts. Was how am I gonna make money? To then make arts. So I first joined the restaurant. It's just a company that
I might have to because I don't mention where I work.
Well, what?
So I might have to bleep out the name of the company.
Okay.
I don't mention where I work because they're lovely people, but I don't want them to be like associated with this project.
Beautiful. So
just avoiding any sorts of problems.
So yeah, I joined a restaurant. And started from there as a busser. Then I've climbed my way to the bar, cleaning tables, serving, became supervisor, management, climbed my way to the top, left a few times, came back, left, came back.
Yeah.
You build
been there.
And then I've been given a scholarship to MGA, Performing Arts Academy.
Right.
And that's when the incidents happened. And I've been away from dancing for 6 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell that it's still a bit fresh and raw, so I'm not gonna prod. It hurts, eh?
It hurts. It changed my life.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine. It's
fine.
Everything happens.
Listen. As long as everything, whatever happens, what you make of it, that's the most important thing.
It made me. I say that.
Fair enough. It gave you a bit more of a backbone, a bit more strength.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you need that. Like, you need a wee slap.
Says wee slap, we're like,
Babies need a slap before they cry, right? Some of them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, let's go with that one.
There we go. That's the metaphor we're going with. It's the circle of life.
Lion King?
Yes.
Nice, love it.
Right. So, and I'm just trying to think because it's like you do so many things. Let's focus on the Portuguese stuff a little bit. Okay, so I'm curious about the culture in Portugal growing up compared to what you've seen in the UK. Any differences? Any similarities?
Yeah, we have so many differences.
Go on.
I mean, food,
Right. There will be a specific food question at the end, but go on.
But yeah, we've got food. The cultural thing might be a thing. Even though in Scotland we are very good with multicultures. In here we really feel like home somehow. Like there's so many of us that represent something different that is so easy to feel relatable and related to other things and people. So yeah, when it comes to communities, cultures, rhythms, we have something in Portugal, but we also have in here.
Sure I understand.
And that's why we shouldn't have one of those.
That's all Google checking in on us.
Right?
It's like,
sometimes they start talking to you.
What are these guys doing in this? What are they talking about? Thank you, overlords.
Yeah, now I feel like I'm being observed by Felicia. Yeah, so different things. See, one thing that I don't understand. In here, I can do everything by the phone.
Right.
Like, you pay your bills by the phone, you
Yeah.
book appointments by the phone, you go to every website that is an app for everything. In Portugal, everything needs to be in person.
Okay. Is that the old fashioned? Yeah. Have you filled in this form? Okay. Can you go to that? That's there and just get that form, fill that in, and bring it back. And then sorry, it needs okay. Then you go there. It's like you need to get the other form. So like you go back and then
Yes, and then you get in queues of hours.
good old fashioned bureaucracy.
Yeah, it's something like that. Which I would like to see.
And then at the end you
develop a
find out
little
that you're in
better.
the wrong fucking building.
Oh my god, and you need to start everything again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a few times when I need to do documents because I
Yeah.
don't understand how.
And this has to be legalized and has to be signed for by an attorney and whatnot.
You need to make a new letter to prove. Yeah, it's complicated. More driving. Oh my god, driving was the best because in Portugal you drive on one side, in UK you drive on another.
Yeah.
So
I don't drive yet, so I should be alright.
I
And
know.
when I learn to drive here,
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
plan this year. I want to learn how to drive.
Okay, that is.
Wait and see what happens with this recession.
You'll be able to.
Yeah, I just like trying to see if I can invest my money into my driving or should I wait. But the driving seems like a good idea to have a skill like that. So
It gives you independence to go to different places and just explore Scotland because I
Yeah.
say that, but I didn't do it yet. And I drive.
but
for
you
a while.
have the option.
I got the option. But yeah.
Like you can say I didn't do it because I'm lazy, but I can go if I want to.
yeah. I would
I'm
love
just playing
to.
this.
I will do at some point.
I'm just playing. Like I lived in fucking England for a year and a bit. Never went to like British Museum, even though I was living near
Right
London.
next to it.
I wasn't right next to it, but I was nearby. I was focused on my career, and I'm still focused on my career. So now I'm learning to give myself little breaks and go here and there. But I was still just busy
Still
earning money and doing stuff.
I think that's the best thing. I wouldn't waste time doing other things, even to enjoy myself. If I could just give that time to my career and
Yeah.
develop myself.
No, but I do enjoy the work itself. So I'm already having fun.
This is your take yourself on a date,
yeah, do that.
creative date.
Exactly. Okay.
Do-do-do-do.
I'm curious though, like I'm genuinely curious, what's it like growing up in Portugal?
See, because I don't know much, and everything has changed.
But what's it for you? What it was like for you growing up in Portugal?
I had my circle of friends, Vanessa and Lee, Diana. They were like my best
Shout
friends.
outs.
Shout out to them. Actually, Lee just had a baby, and this is the cutest thing ever. Anyway, but yeah, they were the people that I felt secure, and yeah, we would just be mad.
What was it
and-
like being an AJBTQ kid in Portugal?
It was tough. It was
Yeah.
tough. Maybe that's why I run away from the conversation and we jump into other conversations. It's just as sour.
At the time, it wasn't very friendly.
At the time, it was quite like, what are you?
Is
I didn't know.
Portugal very religious?
It's quite.
Because I know Spain is heavily Catholic,
It's a lot better now.
right?
Back in the day, it was a taboo sort of situation, and people were questioning themselves. Not because they were uncomfortable, but they didn't know answers. And when you don't know what to say, you just become kind of. It was tough. It was tough. I'm not gonna
Fair
lie.
enough. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, the UK's changed, but it wasn't that long ago where the UK was pretty bad.
As well.
Yeah, so now it's a lot more open.
I came in an era that everything in UK was kind of okay for you to be
Yeah.
yourself. Maybe it was okay for me to be myself back then, but I didn't know the answers. So
Oh.
it was hard because I
It
was
was
still
okay. Yeah.
in self-discovery.
Comes back to if you don't see it, if you don't have anything to relate yourself to, then like, what the fuck?
About to win.
Trying to figure out life.
It's literally
Yeah,
I would love to say more about Portugal, but I get surprised when I go to Portugal nowadays because nothing is the same, even though most of things are the same.
No, but
Contradicting myself.
if enough things change, then we had that conversation in the previous interview I did where it's like because the changes happen because you experience the changes all at once as opposed to people over time. For you, it's like
Whoa.
the shops are not there, and the people are different, and they're talking about different things, and they have different problems now.
Differently, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
And still going for economic crisis as well. It shouldn't be happening because we are a beautiful country. Everyone goes there. Everyone knows about Portugal, but somehow it's still not developed enough, or it's not where it should be.
Yeah, and what I know about Portugal, which I'm curious about, they had a very interesting take on the drug problem.
Oh no.
The drug problem, like so,
Yes.
they don't criminalize drug taking or drug. I'm not.
I'm not 100% aware. The things that I know is there was a lot of syringes left around, and pardon anybody that is listening if I'm wrong, but it was legalized in the sense that could control who was using it and
So
the
I'm guessing.
quantities.
Yeah, so it was like, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but selling it might not be legal, but consuming it is.
Correct.
Something like that.
If you have a specific amount,
Yeah.
as
So like if you have
means you're not
drugs on you.
selling it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, logically, if all those people have those drugs, someone's selling it, but it didn't drop out of the sky. But no, I get that. Like you're trying to reduce the drug consumption, but also not trying to treat these people as criminals, because a lot of them just had a shitty hand in life and ended up abusing stuff, trying to find relief.
You can't control this stuff. I mean,
You can
It's a
lose
tough
you
one.
can lose control, and it can be very hard to find your way back to yourself. It's yeah. It's
One
not-
thing that I heard that I know is like the streets became cleaner. It became safer to be in certain parts that weren't safe. So in that sense, I do understand and I see a positive change
Okay.
over the years. Yeah,
Right?
I don't know enough also.
No,
to,
that's fair enough. That's fair. I'm just a curiosity. It's something that like when I think of Portugal, I'm like, oh yeah, they had a really interesting take on this whole scenario. Because
created a good impact.
I'm personally for legalizing drugs as long as they're
Taken in,
cigarettes are legal, folks, and they're killing you. So I'm just saying.
right? They should be banned. Those should be banned.
I'd let people do what they want to do, as long as as long as they're only hurting themselves. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm on a strike.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What was I gonna ask? So, the arts in Scotland. We're back in Scotland now, back in the UK. I am curious about your experiences and as an artist now. You've you tried to do this stuff. You tried to do the engineering, but you find yourself
Didn't work.
coming back to the arts. What has your experience been in the UK as a musician, as an actor, as a rapper, whatever else you do?
Whew.
Who indeed?
As soon
Oh,
as
I think I
found
got
formula,
I got to the topic that we're about to unleash now.
Maybe.
Let's
There
go.
is still a few things that I can't speak about because in the acting world there is NDAs.
Yes. So I'm not asking to like reveal any spoilers and stuff like that, but
yeah.
like if it's on your social media, I'm guessing you can talk about it.
Yes. See, that's what it is. It's a little bit of promotional, just like giving a hint. Yeah, if you go to my social media, you'll see what it is. It will be released soon. I shouldn't really be talking about it.
But you don't. Okay, you're not saying like what part you're playing or whatever. You can't say.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, even
we're not going
name
to say
droppings.
specifics, but
Yeah, as soon as I found the formula that I could transform all the written into music, that's when the happy days started.
Okay.
So it's all a matter of taking words away, making into music, constructing sounds I used to dream about, weird sounds. That's how Trigger started. That I would be like, oh my god, I need this sound in a song, and I would just contact my producer. It also doesn't want to be named. But yeah, we would make a song together and we were like, wow, this is amazing. And then obviously creating Peculiar Flavors, the record label, where we've got the fashion designers and...
I'm listening. I'm all ears, sir. I'm all ears.
we would just, with the videographers, we would just create these... what is gonna happen with, for example, triggers or yeah, and yeah, Oh my God, there is so much secrecy. I'm so sorry.
It's all very secretive stuff. Like you can't talk about it yet.
That is because I'm in the moment that things are getting released right
Okay,
now.
so fair. So I'm not gonna ask you about that, but I'm curious more like in the general. What has your experience been in the sense of like navigating the industry?
The people that you get to meet is
Yeah.
just crazy. It's just crazy because one day you're just dreaming to find your tribe, and another day everyone is just knocking your door, and it's like, wow, it happened.
Yeah.
This is happening, you know. So, yeah, the singers that you get to meet, the studios that you go to, the creative explosion, as I normally
Nice.
say.
So what you're saying is that we're about to see the burst of a supernova.
Supernova. Yeah. It's a new era. I do believe so. Like, especially in Scotland, you all can see there is
Yeah, it's
so many creatives.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. I think, but stand up with. I don't know about. I mean, even with music, with the people I've talked to, and with acting and writing, and I'm seeing it in all sorts of
It's beautiful to see.
industries. It's just like there's a lot of activity. Hopefully, that leads to some money soon.
Ka-ching! I can hear that.
Just a hat at the end of the video, just me holding a hat.
50p.
Just throwing a coin. Well, yeah. I'll sing a song. I'll do a dance.
Oh, please do. Let's see.
No, I'm just messing.
Right. I hope I answered your question though.
Yeah, no, I'm
that
curious, like,
power.
like the kind of experiences you've had. How open it's been, or all the good stuff, the bad stuff, everything. Like, let's start with music. So, with music has been going very well, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
there's been a lot of. How many years you'd say you had to work before you started seeing things picking up?
Oh, just past year really. It's been 4 years destroying beliefs that has been put in my brain.
So there was a 4 years of therapy of you going, I can actually do this.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
A fun fact that I've skipped. I was in Portugal Idol. You know.
Well, that's a little snippet of information, just like lost over. Portugal Idol, yeah.
Yeah, back in 2009.
Okay.
And I was booed out of the stage.
What were you doing?
I was singing.
Right.
And yeah.
They
Since
booed
then,
you off. The pricks.
I know. I still need to find that video. If someone finds that video, please send me. But the way that everything happened, I was in a restaurant that was full, and my grandma was like, "Is that not you?" And there was this thing that singing is not screaming, and everyone just looked at me and obviously started laughing because there was like a sketch of people that clearly couldn't sing. So those 4 years was really to destroy everything that anybody said to me.
Well, hang on. Singing is not screaming. Have they heard of heavy metal? Have they heard of Chester Bennington? I'm not.
Today I know they knew nothing,
Right.
but that's today.
But that's interesting. I mean, yeah, not a lot of people have the experience. If I went on a talent show and they told me I was shit. Most of us go. Most of us go to like different prestigious schools, and they're like, yeah, we don't recommend it. I mean, Gary Oldman was advised to not pursue acting by his whatever tutor he was auditioning in front of. And look at him now.
I admire the audacity of these people telling somebody else saying that you're not good enough. Wow.
No, because some people, this is something called the fixed mindset, the growth mindset, which is a whole book, which I love. But the idea is that some people have this notion of like you either have the talent or you don't. Or like my mom, I had this argument with my mom. Love you, mom. But it was like, I was reading this article and this guitar player was saying that they can tell in 5 minutes about a pupil if they have talent or not. And I'm like, no, you can tell in 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm like, okay, you can tell in 5 minutes if you know how to teach this kid or not. You can't tell if they have, like, you don't know what this kid is gonna do if they keep practicing.
Exactly.
Like the bigger question is how many years you're willing to sacrifice to get good.
Exactly. How much you can put of yourself into.
Yeah.
Aye.
Like, how much are you willing to do for this? That's the question. Not in 5 minutes they're not that great. The fuck you know?
No, that's just people putting their own insecurity. I don't know.
That's just some people. If that's how they live, like you have to keep like. We had a register. Like the students, had the registry book, right? I'm not sure if that was the same
That was
place.
a thing in Portugal.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
back home as well. And we had one. Somebody in my family had one from literally from 1900, like the year 1900.
Wow.
And in the registry, there were basically notes next to the pupils' names from the teacher or the head teacher of their class about what they thought of each student.
Observations.
Yes. And one of the observations, I just remember this vividly, was like, he's an idiot, incapable of learning. And that was like, keep in mind, like, you know, that's 120 years ago, 22 years ago.
Different mentality.
But that's the kind of, you know, culture that some of these people grew up in. Or maybe it wasn't as harsh, but that kind of, you know, especially in the music world, it's very perfectionist and let's
you
go.
got it or you don't.
Yeah, it's not like keep practicing, you'll get there. It's like, no, fuck off. We've all seen Whiplash. Like, I've had this conversation with a bunch of people. It can be very like that, rigid.
It is. And it wasn't until I joined the singing academy when I'm studying just now they just kind of destroyed those beliefs and really made me believe that I had something different, obviously, and that could be something.
It could be unique. It could be yours.
And it is.
And as long as it's honest, it could resonate with so many people.
And it does. So that's why I'm living my happy days now for the past few years. But yeah, those 3 years was really just destroying the past.
Yeah, listen, it can take a long time to, you know, overcome some beliefs that are fucking your life up. Even like when you're actively trying to overcome them, you have so many reasons. And then, you know, and another one comes up and your brain gives you all the reasons you told yourself. It's like, yeah, but what about this? But it's not worth doing. But you're going to waste all this time. You're going to do this. You're going to be on the streets. It's like, no, I'm not. Calm down. But yeah, it's
an everyday fight. If you really want it, you'll get it.
Yeah. You have to be willing to shape yourself mentally as well as physically sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, because like with music, there's a certain level of physical fitness that's required. I mean, just vocally and just I'm not saying, you know, you have to be buff and, you know, shredded. I'm saying just the whole vocal.
In and out.
Yeah.
Yes. The arts world.
Like there's breathing and stuff you have to do. Like musicians know this. There's a reason you regularly do like a warm up and a whatever.
Yep. Or you can't achieve the best.
Yeah. There's a reason musicians go around going, ha, 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 ha.
I'm gonna do now. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So so the music. Once you've, you know, figured out your own baggage and unpacked it and took it apart and you massaged it back together.
I like the way you did it. Yeah.
It took off.
Yes.
But we're talking about 4 years of just working on yourself. You know, that's the 4 years of loneliness behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, literally, yeah.
Yeah, no, because a lot of people, like I'm learning this now and I'm learning to be okay with it as well. But like the careers in arts come in phases. And there's the phase where nobody gives a fuck. And it's just you working very hard for very little reward.
Yeah.
And then after there's going to be a bit more reward, but still not as much as you'd maybe like, even that you deserve, that you maybe, you know, the enough reward that you can say, okay, I can breathe out a little bit.
Now. That's my phase now, that I literally can see the work getting a shape.
Right.
The things that I've been working on is finally getting out. And there is no better place. Like, that's all I could have asked for.
Nice. And then obviously like not even final stage, because it's not like cancer where there's like final stage. That's quite dramatic. Like the next stage where you get to, you can get a bit comfortable. And that, okay, as long as I do this regularly and I keep this consistency going and I keep trying, I can be comfortable now.
Yes.
Not fully relaxed or anything, but
the hustle continues.
Yeah, it never ends, you know, like Jay-Z's still working and 50 Cent's still creating TV series left and right and doing whatever. And The Rock's got his Terramana. You know, the tequila. Yeah.
There you go. I've learned something today. No,
I would like
I don't
to try
drink. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Oh, well done you.
Thank you.
Well done you. But yeah, so it never ends, but at least it gets to that phase where, you know, it's like, I don't have to panic about paying the bills.
Every day.
Yeah. It's like I look at my go-to thing now is like my bank balance is set up in a way that there's always just enough for that week because I want to like keep that in mind.
I transferred everything to the savings.
Yeah.
And my card keeps getting declined. I'm not even joking. I promise I've got that £1.50.
I just need give me a minute.
Literally me in the shops. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, it happened to me once. I didn't have Wi-Fi and I couldn't do it, and the shop was closing, and this guy paid for my fucking, like it was like £4 or £5. Some stranger was like, "I'll pay it," and I was like, I was embarrassed, but I was also like, "Thanks so much, man." I need to pay that forward at one point.
Did you pay him?
No, it's not. I mean, I need to. Like, if I get the chance, I want to pay it forward for the next person. You know, like whoever is in that chance, be like, "I got you." But yeah.
Yeah, you will be able to.
Welcome
Maybe
to the
you're gonna
arts.
see this man. You'll see this man again.
Yeah, if he remembers me, because I don't remember him.
Lucky.
I know. Just a bunch. Imagine I'm going home and just a couple of people start walking up to me like, "I was that guy." I was like, "No,
oh my god,
no, you weren't."
They can use this now. I was like, "Do you remember that time when you didn't have money to pay? It was like a $5 or something." I could actually do that now.
Yeah. Right. So that was the music.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to the acting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I'm curious about, because you've been doing that as well. So how's that been going for you? The acting world is, in certain ways, it can be a bit more rigid than the singing world.
Yes.
Because they'll look at you like, I got my breakdown. Like Eastern European, probably a bad guy. Let's go.
They do like a proper X-ray on you.
It's called the casting type. Like we had, so final, I'm talking a lot more in this interview than I normally do, but I'm trying to reel you in. But yeah, we had a class and it was basically, breakdown of our casting types, and this old director dude, and he was literally telling us, this is the industry, get ready for it. It wasn't like, yay, this is it. It was like, this is how it works. Get used to it, try to run with it, and then try to change it. But it was very much a, okay, this is what you're gonna get.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I had a friend that used to work in a restaurant with me, that we were doing a commercial for a well-known shoe brand, and a year after the footage got released, and it was like a booming. Agencies start contacting. My friends was like, "You should be in this, you should be in that," and honestly, it was the time that I was creating my own stuff.
Yeah, because also you got like a fairly, striking presence in that, it's like, you can tell it's you, you got your own sense of style, your own clothing, your own colors and stuff.
Thank you.
No, that's fair. No,
I believe that now.
I appreciate it. You got your own thing going on, and that can set you apart.
It's working in my favor now, and I'm so thankful for them to even consider me for that job, because as soon as that got released, this agency kind of saved my life when it comes to acting. As a dancer, you need to be an actor, so I've been able to demonstrate that in different sets. Unfortunately, there is nothing out yet, but for the past year, I've been doing a few things that is all going to be start released this year. So yeah, this is the beginning.
Nice. And has that been kind of open to you, the acting? I mean, you mentioned something about with directors, you had a little...
damn.
Go on, hit me. I want to hear the juicy gossip.
You can't.
I want to hear some juicy gossip. Let's go.
I try my best not to.
No names.
I don't know the names either. So I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Must have not been that important.
Oh, shady.
No, chill.
I am lucky with the people that I've been working with. It's just sometimes you are invisible.
Probably gonna take a break in about 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
I don't. I respect. Hang on, we're back in. We had a little break because people live here and they have lives, so we need to let them get on with their lives. But yeah, so as we were saying, I'm trying to reel you in. Get that, as we were saying, a bit of juicy gossip as much as you can. Yeah, as much as you're comfortable with. But yeah, back to you and directors. We were saying something about. I'm not trying to stir up shit here. I'm just like, what's the honest experience that you've had without throwing shit at people and accusing people left and right?
Merely to to teach whoever wants to pursue the career. It is a world where you are invisible. You are one in a million that wants to make it.
Yeah, that's the numbers in the acting world are stacked against you. Yeah.
And as my personal experience as a black gay person, I'm more invisible than anybody else, or put at the back, just as fill that gap. So yeah, you need to build up your confidence and say, no, I've got something to offer that you need.
Yeah, that you can monetize at the end of the day.
And
we had this little chat before the camera started rolling that it is about money.
exactly.
It's art, but the people at the very top that make these decisions, they're trying to get their investment back as well, because you need money to make art.
And especially after everything that has been happening in the last few years, there is a lot of more vocal people. They won't be invisible anymore. So.
And the culture is changing slightly as well. Like, you can talk about good stuff, bad stuff, but just the fact that there's more awareness, and the eyes are a bit more open, and they're more willing to listen, that means that, that means that the people at the top of the studio can be like, okay, well, we can make some money out, because they're playing it safe. Of like, I'm going to invest in this white bloke number 5 because, I know I'm going to get a return on my investment.
It's safe.
It's pretty much that.
It's something they've been doing for years, so why not continue?
Yeah.
But right now they are risking a little bit more. And
that's good. That's what you want.
I see improvement. I see improvement when it comes to African hair. There was a laugh at the beginning because people would do anything to not touch hair.
Really?
Yes, including makeup.
Tell me about this a little bit, because I've got my own little funny stories about how fucking Romanians are represented. So, fun fact, I'm gonna just sneak this in real quick. So, love Peaky Blinders, phenomenal series.
Okay.
Right? Season 1. That's okay. You don't have to watch everything. Season 1, the guy, he's an Irish traveller. For some reason, speaking to other Irish travellers, speaks in Romanian. Because make that make sense. So the Irish travellers are going, we're not Romanian. The Romanians are going, we're not Irish travellers. What's happening?
Okay, there is a clash of interest there.
Yeah. So that was, love the series, but I one day I want to find out, like, who made that decision. Like, come on, bro. Like, how did you pick the wrong language?
Whoever did it, you trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so tell me about the hair stuff. I'm curious about this. I have heard about this, like, obviously, because a lot of the hairstylists that would be hired, they would, it was just kind of seen as a general. So they get a general hairstylist that can kind of do both. And then many, British African or just Afro-Caribbean people that are working in the industry here are like, yeah, but they're kind of fucking up our hair.
Yes, I've put my head in some people, they didn't know what they were doing, so they ended up ruining it. And then you just build that skin. They was like, okay, no, I'll do my own. And that became safe for a while. But
after a while, it's not sustainable.
Exactly.
I'm learning as I'm doing this. I need to also do my own hair. Am I getting paid for this?
And you see other people being looked after, and why are you not? Because you can do it yourself. That's not really how it works. So
I'll do it myself. Will you pay me extra? Do I get paid? Do I get a credit for like hair and makeup? Hair and makeup for myself?
Maybe I should start adding that to my CV. Yeah, we never know.
I do hair and makeup, only my own, but I do hair and makeup.
Yeah, don't put me like a queue of people. No, myself. But yeah, also that is another thing that I've seen a massive improvement.
Or just the training. Just actually, those people that do this need to be properly trained. You can't just wing it and be like, I can kind of do Afro-Caribbean.
Properly trained, because I see there is a lot of people getting trained online, but you're not touched it.
Okay, so you got a paper diploma, and in theory, I know how it works.
It's painful to even say that, because there is an interest already of you wanting to improve, there is a problem and you want to help, but at least ask us what kind of products we use.
Okay, what you're saying, this is not a tell enough. It's not enough. You need to keep working on that. Like, A for effort, but keep going.
Yes.
Okay.
I see improvement.
But it's not. It's
It's
not.
not how
But
we
it's
started.
not. It's not the standard yet, where you can go in and
Relax.
Yeah, I was gonna say you walk in, it's like my hair is fine. Whoever's handling it is gonna be fine. It's like me walking into the 16-year-old Iraqi kid that did this French to me, and I was like, fuck it.
It will do.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm going for short hair. I'm not fussed. I'm very straightforward.
We'll just put a wig on
Thank you, sir.
it. Sorry. Aye.
Okay.
But yeah.
Because these are like some of the basic stuff that we don't think about necessarily. If you're not in the industry, you don't have to think about the hair and makeup of actors.
Oh no.
But when you're making a living, this is like an added
This
thing.
is our life behind
The
scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, finishing each other's sentences already.
Look at that. It's been what?
Right. Well, in
2
that
minutes?
in that case, let's get into your mummy issues now.
Oh! Mommy, turn it off. Now.
Okay. So, but you're optimistic. You're saying that there's been
It's been a
movement in
lot
the
of
right
changes.
direction.
The last job that I've been hired that I'm currently doing has been amazing. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. Wow. But it's not how it started at all.
No, I mean, that's, you know what, that's fair enough.
And I know there is still a lot out there that is...
Whoever they are, unnamed, kudos, keep up the good work.
Yes, keep it up. Really, really good. So, there is still hope.
Yeah, no, there's always hope.
We hadn't changed. So, as we said, cultural, whatever it is, like, this is a new era.
Yeah, like-
2022 is opening.
Yeah, the thing with cultural shifts, it's not like a linear, we're just gonna we're just working on making it better. Like, there's gonna be people that go too far, people that don't go far enough. It's a messy process. People get it wrong and right, and
I'm here with the popcorn.
yeah, exactly. Let me just sit back and enjoy it. But at least the bare minimum is that these chats are happening and people are kind of going, oh, okay, let me think about that for a second.
Yeah,
And that's already something.
that is. It really is. Really is.
Yeah,
I'm scared about the next question.
Scared about the next question? Come on, no. I was gonna talk about the rapping because I told you so
Okay.
how our common friend Carlos introduced you. He was like, you need to speak to this guy because he's Portuguese, he's black, he's a rapper and he's gay.
Yes.
Talk to him because like obviously
A mix that is.
now it's changing because we got like Lil Nas X, we got like
Yes.
like actual public
And we need
figures.
to also mention Todrick.
Cool.
Because they are quite similar but very
I'm not
different.
well versed in the
But
rap.
it's
Like,
signs.
I'm a very casual fan of rap. I've got some of my songs that I like, but I'm so.
Okay. Name one artist
Uh,
that represents where you listen.
I do like DMX. I do like Eminem. I do like so these are like classic stuff,
Still, brainy people.
Yeah. New stuff. Who did I listen to? I listened to the Ill Mind of Hobson.
Hobson. Don't know.
Yeah, he's got a good track called Witch Doctor, which I like.
Okay, you need to show me.
Yeah, I will. So like again, I'm a casual. I dip in and out of different genres however I feel, but I do like the old gangster rap. I do go back to obviously these are famous people that everybody knows, but you can get you put it on and that's just a great track that gets you through the day.
Okay, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. It's like a safe, but not safe in that like when you're gonna name rappers, then you're going like these are the people that you get
list.
top of the list that you like everybody knows them.
It's like Eminem, come on.
Yeah.
You have a lot to learn with him, and as a classic, you can't go wrong.
I've been dipping recently into more like the Romanian raps because I want to know my own artists as well and the Hungarian rappers and stuff.
I've been
So
doing that too. Very good. Did you find?
Oh yeah, there's great Romania. Like Romanian rappers are fucking phenomenal.
Do you sing?
I sing for fun. I was in a cover band.
Oh, what are you actually?
Yeah, back in high school we had like 3 gigs.
Well,
But yeah, I do like to sing.
still.
There's a video of me. There are videos of me singing online. So
Are they on YouTube?
yes.
Gotta do some digging.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask about so how you navigating the rap sphere. Being a gay black man. Any interesting tidbits that stood out to you while you were trying to do that?
There is so many.
Go on. We're here for the tea,
For
as
the
they
tea.
say.
As a sexuality thing, you try not to be too on your face, but also enough on your face to make a change.
Right.
Um,
So you don't want to
it's-
be a too aggressive gay, is what you're saying.
Yes. It's like Mama won't be proud, but at the same time, it's like Mama, sorry, I need to be rude.
Yeah. Yeah, but at this point, Lil Nas X is twerking on Satan's lap, so
Right.
it's
Right. She wouldn't be proud of me if I
Fair
was
enough.
Lil Nas. So
yeah.
maybe she would. She'd be like, "Yeah, you did it. You the SS." See, I'm so polite. I don't even say bitch. But yeah, it's trying to find the middle term.
Middle ground, yeah.
Middle ground, literally. I know that I'm different. I know that I've got something new to bring to the table, and I'll just try to create the right balance to offend, but at the same time,
It
kiss you
doesn't
on the
have to be
cheek.
offended. It's just like you being you, and some people will get offended. Period. Like
Just by
this
your
is
own existence.
because it's that era still where some people will just no.
Outrageous.
Yeah, how dare they? It's okay. Why do you have to do it in a music video? Just like you must have heard fucking that. Like that's just.
Oh, yeah.
I've been on the internet. I've seen shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The trolling bear is just like,
Yeah. So and I'm from Eastern Europe, so I've heard shit as well. But yeah, one of my memories is back home in my hometown. We're in a club, and I went back home like visiting from here, and I go to this club, and there's two gay guys kissing. I just remember thinking, "Fucking hell, you're brave." Like about couple seconds in, there's people whistling and shit.
no way.
It's Eastern Europe, bro. Like,
Still like that. When was it?
this was about 3-4 years ago, before the pandemic, obviously. Might have been. Hang on, talking shit. It was 2016. So not that long ago. 6 years. So yeah, Eastern Europe is a different place. But yeah.
I'm sorry. For all of they still need to go through that.
Yeah, they come from a different angle. Like it's like Greek Orthodox Church. It's a whole people crawl on their knees to kiss bones. It's a whole thing.
That scares the hell out of me. How?
It just
How it's still.
it's a different backstory. You got communism. You've got religion got them through a lot. So they're still sticking by it. I know a couple of. I've had this conversation recently. Got sort of fairly friendly with two of the guys that run a shop in Glasgow, and it's a gay Romanian couple that run this Transylvanian shop. So we had a little bit of a chat of like, what's it like living
What's
here
going
as
on?
opposed to back home, and then, yeah, it was pretty eye opening.
Because the things that in here is not even questionable or.
Yeah, like here it's seen as normal now, I think.
Right.
Like by most people. Like you still have the occasional.
course.
"Well, da, 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 da."
Non-education, but they will be everywhere.
But then the thing is, like, I go back home and I hear some of the wild shit, but I'm like, these are people that I care about that say this wild shit. You know?
What are you gonna do in that situation?
Well, you push back against it, you challenge them and stuff, but at the end of the day, that's one of the weird things in this era right now, where obviously we're changing, the society's changing, but sometimes the people that you deeply care and love about are either refusing to change because they're just so convinced of their own, idea, but then you have, if you listen to the internet, it's like, well, cut them out, they're not good, just don't talk to them anymore. But you're like, yeah,
It's
but
extremes.
it's hard to turn your back on someone that used to wipe your ass, when you used to shit yourself. It's like, it's hard to just be like, no, you're dead to me. Even if you're outrageous from time to time.
It is.
It's like one of those, like, where's my loyalty? I mean, I'm trying to still do the right thing, but like, I still need to respect you as a person. It's like it's a mind fuck.
It is. It really, really is.
This turned into a therapy session almost.
I knew this would go deep, and it's
But
true.
it's that era, like there's change happening, but it's not comfortable all the time.
There is some people that want to be educated, and some people that don't.
Some people are just so convinced. Like
There is no different. This
Like-
is it. black and
Yeah,
white.
like you need to catch them in the right moment to just find a chink in the armor.
It's finding the right balance.
Yeah. Talking to people, it's a science and an art at the same time.
Art.
Yeah.
Literally, like, if we're gonna make any changes through art, because it's clear to see that just words won't make any difference. Like, it needs to be put in some sort of. You need to see the whole scene.
Yeah, there has to be a visceral experience.
Art. I can't describe it in another way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a difference. I believe
Let's
it.
go.
I believe it. I believe it.
Is there anything you want to plug, sir? Any projects you want to put the word out there? So this episode will be coming out in October. I was thinking about this. Was it
October.
10th of October, something like that?
Okay, the album will be out by then.
Yeah. What is this
Yes.
album going to be called?
Emotional, perhaps.
Emotional, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay.
This is all the things that's been happening over the years that has come to it. Some of the songs that I've written has been written since like 10 years ago. So it was a matter of taking words away from my journal, and you will feel the emotion. You will feel the emotion. It's impossible not to.
Good. Good. That's what we want.
Yeah, and yeah, October.
I feel like you're secretly making evil plans.
No, it's planned. October is planned. In October, yeah, we're working on a different album now for.
You're already working on something else?
Yes, for January.
Okay. Nice little time frame you got going there for you.
Oh,
That's a
yes.
deadline.
To be honest, since I left the country, my Portugal, I've kind of planned my life in 5 years, and then I'm going in tick, tick, tick. Obviously, I'm super happy with the things that I've ticked so far, but there is a lot more to come, and
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm in a time machine. Like, need to do it quick.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
Alrighty, well, now that sort of brings us to my final two questions. So one of them to go to is, as an artist, you've had many of odd jobs to pay the bills. What is the craziest job you can think of that comes to you? Some wild shit or crazy or just fun or weird or whatever that you did to pay the bill. Keep in mind that the standard has been set fairly high. So you can go fairly mental. As long as whatever you say doesn't get you arrested, you're good to say anything.
I don't know. I've always been quite good in that sense. I was a porn idol in London.
You were a what?
Really? Porn idol.
Oh, keep talking
Yeah.
then.
Huh? I thought it was like just jump into the question next. No.
No. We let's elaborate on this. So how does this work?
Oh, that was a competition, and yeah, there was some money involved, and I was like, oh my god, it would be so helpful for now. So yeah, I danced, I stripped, and well, actually Gemma Collins gave me a 10, and yeah, I won.
So was this like a strip competition?
Yeah.
Okay. That's that.
Is that bad? Is that...
No, I was like, that's it. That's the
That's
wild
it.
shit.
Yeah, that's not as bad. I'm sweating.
No. Welcome to that. Like, listen, this is the era of OnlyFans. We've seen everything there is to be seen.
To be honest, yeah, sometimes I forget we're in 2022.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean...
2022 in UK. Not this is my other thing that I like to say is not everybody's living in the 21st century, or we're not all living in the same 21st century.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind.
See, for the people that are not living in the 22nd...
In the same 21st century. that could be wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So I feel like, no judgment, I feel like I'm still a saint.
As far as I'm concerned.
Okay, good. I'm scared about the second question.
Nah, the second question is the easy one. This is like the chillest question you'll ever receive. This is about food, bro.
Okay.
So the question is, if there's any food that people in the UK should know about from back home in Portugal, something you cook or you love or you miss or whatever.
Francesinha.
Francesinha, what is this Francesinha? Educate us now, sir.
This is actually on a Guinness book.
Oh.
The biggest and best sandwich in the entire world is called francesinha from Portugal. It is all the meats
All the meats.
in the
So what
middle
we
of
talking about?
bread, cheese, eggs, the sauce that nobody knows was in it.
Is this a spicy sauce or a barbecue sauce or what kind of?
It's got some spices in it. It's so you can't describe.
Is it like?
It's not barbecue-ish.
So it's not sweet.
Mm,
It's a very distinctive flavor.
It is a very distinctive flavor. Yes, indeed it is. I knew a place that was making francesinhas, but I heard it burned down actually in UK.
Oh.
In Scotland actually.
Oh.
Aye. I hope they open a new one.
So is it? So we talking a sandwich? Like, are we thinking baguette? Are we thinking? Like, give us a breakdown here, sir.
I mean, I'm
What
not
are the
expert.
rules of
I
the
just
French?
eat it.
Yeah, okay, but what are the rules? So what? Hang on. So when's the sandwich not francesinha?
It's too complex to be just a sandwich.
Okay.
Bread, and then you've got sausages. You've got literally all the meats that you can imagine, apart of meatballs.
Right.
But you've got
Talking
literally
like-
steak, ham. You need to
Wow,
look it
this is
up.
like
You
a-
need to look it up because it's huge.
I'm just triggering a bunch of vegans right now. I'm sorry, but
Oh, right. That's one of the things that I couldn't do full time. Is
and out with a francesinha, you can.
in front of a francesinha, there is no one that could resist it. I'm not gonna lie.
Just the francesinha, just like look at this meat right here. Look at this thigh meat.
It's meat time. Yes, meat o'clock. Bling. Yes, go and
All
try
right.
one,
Okay.
please.
Any desserts we should know about besides the vanilla that you were scooping out from the?
Arroz doce, sweet rice.
Sweet rice.
Yes. Then they put like, what's it called? As a powder. Oh, those sticks. What's it called?
Powder sticks.
I mean, they are sticks before they become powder.
Oh, cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Thank you. Yeah, they put cinnamon on top, and it's just, yeah,
Is it on its own or is it with milk or what we?
milky. Yes.
Okay, so it's like a rice pudding kind of thing, but
Yes.
Portuguese
Isn't it
style.
Portuguese? Yeah. As a very
Flavorings.
tradition.
Okay.
And we also do with not spaghetti. It's called aletria, and it's like very thin
Is it like a tagliatelle or like the thin noodles or what am I thinking here?
spaghetti forma, but very very thin.
Oh, because is this similar to an Indian thing? Because my flatmate made like it's like in milk with cardamom and this pasta kind of thing, and some sugar and some almonds.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to say that is exactly it, but
It's similar.
I feel like
Because
we are
Portugal
going in the
got
same-
around. Portugal, tried a little bit of India here and a little bit
We've
of.
got our fair share.
Yeah, okay. I just remember that Portugal and Spain at one point decided to divide the world.
I know, right?
The fucking balls.
They should still be the same. Los otros hermanos.
Yeah,
Coño.
just,
We shouldn't.
the balls to be like, okay, guys, we take the west, we take the east. Everybody's happy.
Don't build a wall.
Everybody, oh good. Now, how did that work out? And on that glorious note, controversial. And on that glorious note, I think I asked all the questions. I've finessed as much information as I could on the first sit down out of you. I squeezed.
You squeezed. I had to contain myself many times. That was amazing. That
Nice
was
to
amazing.
meet you,
Thank
sir.
you. Nice to meet you.